Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. And finally, I am sitting down to share with you guys my Criterion Collection haul from the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. It is late now in the month of July, and if you watch the channel over the years, you've probably been wondering, what the heck, man? Where is my Criterion haul? Finally, I am ready to sit down and do it because I'm done. I am not letting myself go back to Barnes & Noble again this month. I have been to Barnes & Noble, literally, probably 8 to 10 times already this month. And that is just absurd. I've been doing like one or two here or there, and it has just gotten to a ridiculous pile. I have 19 Criterion Collection Blu-ray and 4K movies to share with you guys today, which I believe is going to be one of my bigger months that I've ever done with the Barnes & Noble sale. That said, please keep in mind, I did not go out and spend all of the money on all of these. Almost half of these were part of Christmas gifts from my family. So I didn't spend nearly as much as it looks like here. Like I said, almost half was from family. So that said, I have almost 20 Criterion Collection Blu-ray and 4K to share with you guys. So let's get on it. Before we do though, if you do have a quick second, go ahead and hit that like button down below. That really does help me out. It lets my video get seen by more people, which is the whole point. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to do that. But with that said, let's not waste any time at all. Let's dive right in to my July 2023 Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection haul. So before we get into the actual movies, let me just mention, because I know this was a big talking point for some people, I went to 2 different Barnes & Noble locations throughout the month. The first one I went to was near my mom's house, and that selection was gigantic. They had so many options, including just an insane amount of box sets. I don't think I've ever seen one location have so many Criterion box sets before. It was nuts. But that said, the location near me, and hopefully you guys are seeing some footage because I know I took some videos while I was in these different stops, but the location near me, on the other hand, basically cut their selection in half since last year, which was super disappointing. Now it is half Criterion Collection and half board games, where it used to be just a full wall of Criterion. So that was really disappointing. So what I learned from that is that it really just depends on where you are. Location by location can be different. So if one Barnes & Noble near you is really cutting back on their Criterion selection, if you have another option that's not too far away, check there. You might get lucky. That's how it worked for me anyway. But with all of that said, let's jump into the 4K titles. Now, I'll mention it right now. I don't think I'm going to be upgrading a bunch of my Criterion Blu-rays to Criterion 4K, so you'll probably see a pretty limited selection of the Criterion 4Ks that I pick up. But I will start with this first one here, and I'm going to go in spine order today, just for the heck of it. I don't normally do that, but I'll do that today for fun. So coming in at our lowest spine number on 4K, spine number 1152 is David Lynch's Lost Highway. So most of the films that I'm going to showcase today are ones that I have yet to see. So these are a lot of blind buys, which I know some people don't like to spend 20, 25 bucks on a blind buy. Totally understand it, but it's Criterion, so I'm okay doing that. But that said, the reason I grabbed this one is because it is part of that David Lynch collection within Criterion, which I am trying to get as complete as possible. I do own Blue Velvet on Blu-ray, a non-Criterion Blu-ray, so I'm not upgrading to the Criterion Collection Blue Velvet until I watch it to make sure I like it. And the Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, I'm not getting that because I haven't seen the series yet, so I'm just holding off on those two. But everything else I want to add to the collection. So first up here, spine number 1152, we have David Lynch's Lost Highway on 4K. This next one I am really excited to revisit. I've heard the Criterion 4K looks amazing. So this is spine number 1161. This is WALL-E from Disney, of course, the 2008 film. And the first time I saw this, I didn't love it, but I have seen it, I don't know, like maybe 1.5, 2.5 times, and I did enjoy it for what it was since then, but I really want to revisit it and give it like a fair shake from start to finish and see if I do like it maybe a little bit more. This one also has an excellent selection of special features, so I'm really looking forward to checking it out, and it comes in like a bigger box, which I always like from Criterion. Just makes it feel more premium. I think I've said that before. I just like that. So yeah, really excited to check out 2008's WALL-E yet again. This is spine number 1161. The last of the 4K titles I picked up follows a theme that you'll probably see repeated here in this video. I try to collect little like mini collections within my Criterion collection, and one of those mini collections is my Terry Gilliam collection. The only other Criterion film I needed from Gilliam was The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. So I did decide to go with the 4K of this one just because it was available. So if I don't own it, of course I'm going to go with the 4K route. That said, I do own Time Bandits on Blu-ray, and I'm not going to upgrade to the 4K that came out, even though that thing has an amazing slipcover. I love it. It's like this lenticular slip, and it just looks fantastic. But anyway, moving along. So this is spine number 1166, and this film is from 1988. I have loved both or all three of the Terry Gilliam films I've seen. I can't remember. Brazil is amazing. Fisher King is amazing. And there might be one more that I've seen that I've really liked that the title is just escaping me. But I've really enjoyed what he's done. And I know these are quite different than both of those. But hey, he's part of the Criterion collection and so I wanted to collect all of his films within it. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. I think the 4K is going to be amazing. Looking at some of the screenshots, very bright, vibrant colors in this. Really looking forward to checking this out. This is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen from 1988, spine number 1166, and that's the last of the 4K titles I grabbed. So now, buckle in, because we're jumping over to the Blu-rays. So not only are a lot of the Blu-rays you're about to see part of like mini collections that I'm trying to complete within the Criterion collection, but a lot of them also come on recommendations from other channels that I watch. I'll probably talk about it as I go through them, but I love watching haul videos, and people have been doing a lot of complete Criterion collection videos like I did earlier this month as well. And so anytime people mention like this is an amazing movie or I love this or whatever it is, I add it to my list and I want to check it out if it sounds interesting. So you'll see a lot of those as we go through this here. But the first one, the lowest spine number that I picked up is spine number 115. We have a movie from 1955. This is Rafifi. I believe that's how you say that anyway. This is a movie that is kind of the quintessential heist film from what I hear, and so I was really excited to check it out. This is one that has been on my list to pick up for, frankly, years, and I just never ended up grabbing it, but it was in somebody else's like complete collection video or a haul or something, and they talked about how great it was, and so I added it to the top of the list and picked it up. So looking forward to checking this one out. Jules Desine, I believe is how you say the director's name on this, who also did Brute Force and The Naked City. And so yeah, this one should be pretty interesting. This one from 1955, spine number 115, we have Rafifi. Also note that I'm sure some of these that I just bought on Blu-ray are probably going to be announced for 4K releases in the coming months here. Rafifi, I really feel like, is one that could hit 4K sometime soon, but that's all right. The Blu-ray is going to look amazing anyway, so we'll stick with this. All right, so this next one here is spine number 163, and it is a recommendation from John over at PlatX2, which, again, I'll repeat a couple times here today. This is one that just looks interesting with Walter Matthau. We have Hopscotch from 1980. So I guess this one is a comedy, but it's like an action adventure comedy that just sounds interesting. Walter Matthau and Glenda Jackson are in this, and it sounds like a ton of fun. It's actually based on a novel as well, which I always enjoy picking up. So yeah, really looking forward to this. John has championed this movie throughout multiple videos. I think his most recent was the one he released earlier this month, where he gave a recommendation from every decade of the Criterion collection. Highly recommend that video if you haven't seen it. I loved it. And so this was his 1980 pick. Looking forward to checking it out. Hopefully, John is right. I'll make mention, he's not steered me wrong. He recommended two other films that I've watched from Criterion that I loved. So I have high hopes. This is Hopscotch from 1980, spine number 163. Here is a weird one because I eventually want to grab the Ingmar Bergman set at some point in my life. I was the closest to getting it ever, I think 2 years back. I had like $150 in gift cards and I was like, you know what? This is the year. But I ended up talking myself out of it because I've only seen one or two Bergman films. I know I've seen The Seventh Seal, and it was good, but it's like, is that enough to spend $150 on the box set? So I decided I need to watch a few more before I end up doing that. One that I'm very interested in simply because this movie is actually the inspiration for Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left, which is that very infamous revenge film, which I love. But this is spine number 321. we have Ingmar Bergman's The Virgin Spring. And this is from 1960. So like I said, this is the movie that inspired Wes Craven's Last House on the Left. Basically, Last House is supposed to be a spiritual remake, I guess, of this movie. And so I've always wanted to do a video where I watch Virgin Spring, I watch Craven's Last House, and then I watch the, 2009, 2008 version, I think it's 2009 version of Last House on the Left, which is coming out on 4K from Arrow this year. I already have it pre-ordered. Cannot wait. But anyway, yeah, so because of that, I wanted to add this one to the collection, and it'll knock off another Bergman for me to watch to see if that set is something I actually want to grab. So that's why I picked up The Virgin Spring from 1960, spine number 321. I have to remember to hype this up at the end of this video as well, just in case people skip to the end, but I'm actually in the middle of filming a vlog, another I Watch 3 vlog, where I'm talking about 3 Criterion picks. I randomly selected them, and one of them is a film from this same director. I watched the movie, I really liked it, so I decided, you know what, I need to get another one of his releases. This is The Exterminating Angel, and this is spine number 459. This is from 1962. It's a Louis Buñuel film. And the other one I watched, just as a spoiler for that video, was Belle de Jour. Loved it. But this one sounds really interesting to me because it almost mixes a little bit of horror in here. I guess it's like a take or a message on high-class society. And this group of, rich people basically get like trapped in this house they can't get out of, and weird things start happening. And so it sounds very strange, but after watching his last other film, like Belle de Jour, I'm super intrigued to see what this one is all about. So cannot wait to check this out. Spine number 459 from 1962, we have The Exterminating Angel. Spine number 696 represents the only Alfred Hitchcock film that I did not own in my collection on one format or another. I have now corrected that because Foreign Correspondent from 1940 is now in my collection. It's hard to believe that I have every other Hitchcock film, but I do. The only ones that I don't have on Blu-ray, I think there's like maybe 2 or 3. I know like The Lodger is one of them, which is on Criterion Blu-ray. And so I'll probably upgrade that eventually. But yeah, I have a bunch of I have 2 different Hitchcock sets. He has I think there's like 2 early Hitchcock sets, and then he has a bunch in like this big Mill Creek 50 pack of horror movies I have. And so I just have a good number in those style of like DVD, but probably not going to be the best quality. So this was one that I just didn't have, period. And so I definitely had to grab it. I would like to get like some of the other Hitchcock, like Rebecca, for example, Notorious also. But I own those on Blu-ray already, so I'm like, I don't really need to upgrade those to Criterion. I just don't see a point. But this one I didn't have, period. So now I have the entire Hitchcock filmography in my collection, which I would love to do something with at some point, which is just what he always say. But anyway, looking forward to checking this one out. From 1940, spine number 696, we have Hitchcock's Foreign Correspondent. I don't do a whole lot of impulse buying when it comes to the Criterion collection for obvious reasons, but this one right here is definitely an impulse buy, and it's one I actually did a few hours ago. This is spine number 987 from 1971. We have Clute. So this, at least I think that's how you say that. I might be butchering that, but this is from Alan J. Pakula. Again, I'm probably butchering that, I apologize, but the reason I grabbed this is because this is actually the first film in what is an unofficial trilogy called the Paranoia Trilogy from Pakula. And the first film is actually one I'll talk about in a few minutes, but this is film number 2, and the third film is a movie that I absolutely love. I watched for the first time a year or 2 ago, All the President's Men. An amazing paranoia thriller. I love it. So, because I liked that one so much, and I found out that Clute was part 1 of this unofficial trilogy, I decided to pick it up. So, this one is about, like, is she an actress or something? I can't remember exactly, but it is about this woman who ends up being murdered, or she's a missing person. And so the detective, who is the titular Clute, he's trying to find her, and it's supposed to be like a paranoia thriller based on that. So sounds interesting. I like movies like that in general, so that's why I grabbed this. And again, just a ton of really good special features on here. So looking forward to checking out part 1, and I'll talk about part 2 in just a minute. But this is spine number 987, 1971's Clute. So another mini collection that I'm trying to complete within Criterion is their Charlie Chaplin filmography. They have a ton of Chaplin films, and I've liked everyone I've watched so far. So I realized, hey, there's only 2 more I need. I might as well grab them both this month. Unfortunately, Limelight, which is the other one I don't have, was just not available at any of the Barnes & Nobles near me. I bought it twice for in-store pickup, and both times it got canceled. So that was super annoying. But anyway, the other one I needed right here is spine number 996. This is from 1928, The Circus. So again, I've really enjoyed the other handful of Chaplin films that I've seen from Criterion. They're just fun. Chaplin is an excellent comedic actor. And so I'm really looking forward to checking out The Circus. I assume this one's going to be a comedy as well, given that it's Chaplin. And this is actually the last film he made during the silent era, according to the back here. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. So I grabbed it so I could get closer to completing my Chaplin collection. Hopefully come November, I'll grab Limelight to have all of them in there. But yeah, looking forward to checking this out. From 1928, we have Charlie Chaplin's The Circus, which is spine number 996. This next one comes on a recommendation from both my best friend and from Miranda over at her channel. And so she recommended this in her most recent, I think it was her Criterion Collection haul video, her most recent one. But this is from 2000, spine number 1060, Amores Perros, and I guarantee you I butchered that. She said it so perfectly because obviously she speaks Spanish and is just much smarter than I am. But yeah, this is one that I've heard amazing things about. Looks incredible, has a ridiculously high score on both IMDb and Letterboxd. So I figured, yeah, this looks like a good one. So this is from 2000. It's a long one, 154 minutes. Quite a long one. But yeah, this takes place in Mexico City, and apparently it combines like a day in the life of 3 different people. There's some weird event that happens that kind of intertwines them somehow. That's what I know. I don't need to know anymore. I'm intrigued. So yeah, looking forward to checking out Amores Perros. I don't know. I'm terrible. This is spine number 1060 from 2000. Hopefully I will like this one as much as everyone else does. All right, so let's jump back to what I was talking with Alan J. Pakula, which again, I'm probably saying that's so wrong, and you guys think I'm such an idiot, but that's okay. You should know me by now that yes, I am an idiot. But this is the Warren Beatty film, the second of the Paranoia trilogy. We have The Parallax View. So this one is from 1974, and again, it falls in the middle between All the President's Men and Clute, and it looks fascinating to me. I guess this one, they start and a senator or something, a politician gets murdered on like the Space Needle, and somebody tries to start investigating it and ends up going down this giant rabbit hole that is a lot more conspiracy than they could have imagined. And so that just sounds very fascinating to me. And so that's the reason I grabbed this. And then when I found out this is part 2, I had to look it up what was part 1. Turns out it was Clute. It was in the collection, so that's why I grabbed Clute. But yeah, this is one that I've always been intrigued about, mostly because of that cover. I think it's fantastic. So looking forward to checking out this trilogy. That's one I would love to do a review on, maybe an I Watch 3 vlog through the Paranoia trilogy to see how they are when you watch them back to back to back. But yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Warren Beatty in The Parallax View from 1974. This is spine number 1064. All right, so next up is part of the horror collection that I'm trying to get as many of as I can from Criterion. This is from 1957. We have The Incredible Shrinking Man. This is spine number 1100. So yeah, this is a movie that I've heard really fun things about over the years. Mixes sci-fi with horror. Just looks like a ton of fun. The trailer for it looks like a blast. I can't wait to check this out. I love movies like this, so I'm sure I'm going to have a good time with this one. So yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. I don't even know who the director on this one. Oh, it's Jack Arnold. I don't know how I didn't know that, but yeah, so this one should be a lot of fun. This is from 1957, The Incredible Shrinking Man, spine number 1100. So this next one, I picked it up every single time I went to Barnes & Noble this month. It's spine number 1116. I picked it up, I would look at the front, look at the back, and say, I want to see that. But then I would just set it down and not grab it. But then finally, I watched the haul video from 20th and 21st Century Movies, his channel, and he talked about it on there, and that pushed me over the edge. I said, you know what? That's going to be the last one I grab for this month. So I finally grabbed it from 1965, the adventure film, The Flight of the Phoenix. And this one one is directed by Robert Aldrich, supposed to be a really good adventure slash survival film. Now, I have seen the remake of this. I've watched it once. I think I saw it in theaters, and I don't remember if I liked it or not. It was so long ago, but I've never seen the original, and I've heard good things, so I figured, you know what? There's a reason you've picked it up so many times. Like, clearly you're interested in it. Just get it and watch it and see if it's any good or not. So yeah, looking forward to checking this out. This one is about a group of guys who are basically their plane goes down in the desert, and so they're trying to survive. It's a kind of like a temperature boiling over type of film with the attitudes and just like the backgrounds of these individuals coming together and maybe not mixing in the best light or in the best way possible. So that sounds interesting to me. I love survival films, so gonna check this one out soon. This is from 1965, The Flight of the Phoenix, spine number 1116. Spine number 1153 comes on recommendation from Mike over at Movie Edge. This is another one I was considering getting, but he really pushed it over the edge for me by giving it his strongest recommendation. This is a Frank Capra film starring Cary Grant from 1944. We have Arsenic and Old Lace. And fun fact, I actually was in this play when I was in high school, and it is a blast. This is just such a fun play. I'm assuming it's going to be just as good as a film. But yeah, this is about like these two old ladies who run this like bed and breakfast style hotel, and they end up putting arsenic in the men's foods and killing them. Like, it's just, but it's a comedy and it's so much fun. And so yeah, really looking forward to checking this one out. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the movie is as good as the play. And Mike recommended it basically as highly as one could. And so really excited to check out Arsenic and Old Lace from 1944, spine number 1153. Next up is a horror movie that looks fascinating. This is spine number 1155 from 1997. This is Cure from Kiyoshi Kurosawa. So this is a Japanese film that looks like it's going to be right up my alley. It's about a detective Takabe. He's into a labyrinthian investigation to discover what connects these two different murders. And so yes, please, like I am in. I'm hoping it's going to be good. This is another one. The trailer looked really good. The screenshots that they have on the Criterion website just look like something I will like. So really excited to check this out. This is one I probably know the least about coming in, but I can't wait to see if it's any good. This is Cure from 1997. This is spine number 1155. Next up is that super long movie I was referencing earlier from David Lynch. We have 1175 for the spine number from 2006. This is Inland Empire, and it clocks in at 180 minutes, so that's 3 hours. I guess that's not like ridiculously long. I have another movie to watch over the next couple of days here that's almost 4 hours long, so this is almost short in comparison. But this is another one that I wasn't positive if I was going to get it or not right away, but I was there. My mom was like, hey, I'll just buy you some Criterion for your birthday. So I was like, okay, well, that's a good excuse to get Inland Empire. But yeah, this looks like a really weird one. This is one where the trailer looks weird. The screenshots on the website for Criterion look kind of odd. I genuinely have no idea if I'm going to like this or not, but it's Lynch, so I want to see it. And it's part of the Criterion Lynch collection, so it's going in my collection. But yeah, looking forward to checking it out at some point. That's another I watch however many vlog that needs to come down the line. But yeah, I'll check it out and see if it's any good. This is Inland Empire from 2006. This is spine number 1175. All right, so I'm down to my final two here, and this second to last one also comes on recommendation. This is spine number 1176 from 1979. Chilly Scenes of Winter. And this one sounds fascinating to me because it's called like an anti-romantic comedy. And I just have a feeling it's going to have one of those endings that's like really depressing. I don't know, but and that appeals to me for some reason in this sense. So very intrigued to check it out. It's about this couple who, like, the guy wants to get back with the girl, but the girl's not even sure she ever loved him, but he's like kind of obsessed with her. So I don't know, it sounds like it's gonna be really weird. Like I said, an anti-rom-com. Count me in. Now, I can't say exactly who recommended this, but I found the recommendation on Tony's channel, which is Basement Blues. He was doing a like sit-down interview one-on-one with another channel. I want to say it was like Criterion Corner or something like that. And he talked about this in that video. And so that's what made me interested in it. And so I checked it out. looks really fascinating. So yeah, excited to see if this is any good or not. So spine number 1176, Chilly Scenes of Winter from 1979. Alright, so the last one today is one that I've been wanting to pick up since day one. I think I actually had it in my anticipated releases video for whatever month it came out, and I said in there, I'm just waiting for the sale. Fortunately, that sale hit, so this is one of the first I grabbed. This is spine number 1179. This is Target. So this one stars Boris Karloff, playing basically himself. He plays this aging horror icon, and he's at his last movie premiere when there ends up being a sniper in the background that's trying to take people out. Yes, please. Sounds utterly fascinating to me. I have got to watch this. I can't wait to see what this is all about. And I think this is a Corman production, if I'm not, bankrolled by Roger Corman. Yes, please. It's in the Criterion Collection. Give me a break. I have to see this. So, yeah, excited to check this out. Frankly, out of all of these, this will probably be the first one I check out because I'm so excited to see it. But, yeah, 1968, spine number 1179, the last one in this ridiculously sized Criterion Collection haul is Targets. All right, so this was quite a month. Like I said, I was at Barnes & Noble probably close to 10 times over the last month here, and I love it. I have had so much fun going through the collection and just seeing what it is that I'm interested in, and then going to Criterion.com, looking at the screenshots, looking at the synopsis, checking out the trailers. I love it. I love July. Like I said, about half of these were birthday gifts from my family, so thank you to them. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing what November brings and watching these. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys grab this month? I know I've watched a ton of haul videos from others. I saved mine a little bit till the end just so I could do them all at once, but let me know what you're picking up if you didn't do a video, or link your video down below. That's totally fine too. Otherwise, let me know what I should prioritize. Like I said, I think Targets is going number 1, but if there's something else there that you think is so much better, let me know down in the comments below. I appreciate any and all comments down there, so thanks so much for that. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this one, hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate that. I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, though I have admittedly been very movie focused the last couple of months here. But I talk books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. So if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.